My name's Kyla Frye, and I am an actress. Ever since I was a little girl, all I've ever wanted to do was perform, whether it be singing, dancing, or even acting on stage. I remember reading books as a child and getting lost in their dream worlds. One book I remember is Amazing Grace. It was about this young girl who wanted to play Peter Pan in her school play, but was told she couldn't just because she was a girl. Grace was devastated and told her parents, but when her grandmother heard, she told Grace sternly, "You can be anything you want to be in life, as long as you put your mind to it." Upon hearing that, she auditioned for the play and got the part as Peter Pan. That story inspired me and made me believe that I too could one day become a star. Since then, I've been lucky enough to perform on stage, appear on TV and in film, but I still don't know what it takes to get to the top. What is the key to making it in the entertainment industry?
I'd say the key to success in any field is finding out who you are as a person.
Having self-belief.
Work hard.
Believing in the vision, believing in your talent, believing in yourself.
And have a plan.
Self-belief.
Is to have unshakable belief in yourself.
Instead of just looking back on my own career, I decided to ask people whom I've had the pleasure of working with about their journey and their dreams.
When I started off in the entertainment industry, my main dream was probably to be a role model for young women. I didn't know exactly how I was going to do it, but I knew that's what I wanted the end product to be.
My main dream when I started off in the entertainment industry was to be a great stage actor and a great film actor. Playing many different characters that had nothing to do with me, had nothing to do with my background.
You know what? My main dream basically was just to, from what I remember, was just to consistently work, you know, and do the job that I love. And it was on all different platforms, be it the theatre, TV, film, you know, it was just about do everything, you know. And for me, the love of acting came from just doing drama at GCSE level.
My main dream when I started off in this industry really was just to create change for my community, for society, and then globally.
Essentially to provide an alternative to the mainstream. You know, day in and day out, we're bombarded by the media. And I remember during my media studies course, we look at everything from press, newspaper, magazine, radio, and there's just a constant barraging of imagery and ideology and so on. And I just wanted to hopefully provide a platform to allow myself and other people to think differently, and not necessarily how I think, but just differently.
I think as a young girl from the age of about 14, I wanted to be a journalist and I wanted to be an entertainment journalist. So when I started off in the industry, I was lucky enough to kind of sort of hit the ground running pretty quickly. I started off doing work experience at a newspaper and kind of was thrown in at the deep end, right place at the right time. And that was my dream at the time, and it was quite amazing that, you know, just straight off the bat I was already sort of living it, so to speak. I was getting out there interviewing big celebrities and travelling the world and all that sort of thing. So that was my ultimate dream.
I guess was to utilise my talents to the full, and also be as creative while as being business savvy as possible. And I think it was just to make sure that everything I do, every piece of work that I do is as amazing as possible and I'm satisfied with it.
It's interesting to hear about their dreams, but what has been the highlight of their journey so far?
I guess the highlight was last year, which was the 6th British Urban Film Festival, arguably the biggest yet. It was at the TUC Congress House, and we had over 1,500 people attend over the 3 days, which is always how I imagined it in the years previously, but it only took until 6 years.
Winning Miss Black Britain, going through to the finals of Miss England, working in London Fashion Week, travelling to Jamaica doing Caribbean Fashion Week, my first feature in Vogue, Italy. I mean, there's been so many great experiences where I've just thought, wow. And it's always the same reaction, like, wow, I didn't think I'd do that. I never think I'd be able to get that.
The highlight of my career is the work that I do in Beirut. There was someone that saw me work and she brought me into this company called Cast. and that's run by an actor called David Morrissey. And so what we do is we go to Beirut and work with the Palestinian refugees, and we share our work with the teachers to show how you can bring arts into the classroom. So, you know, I've been there like three times now, and that for me is the highlight. It's when you go, right, there's something deep and meaningful behind what you're doing.
Winning the BFM Awards was amazing. When I won a BFM Short Award for Best Film in Hydra, that was an amazing experience. And being, you know, kind of new to the industry, that was something which really made me feel that I can do anything in this industry. And I've carried on with that mentality ever since.
I did a play called The People Next Door with Fraser Ayres. That's how we sort of started up our company, Trifles Promotions. But we did it in Edinburgh Festival at the Traverse. It blew up, it won like Fringe first, and it transferred to Stratford East. And then basically in between that, I filmed The Crouches. So what happened in 2003, it was a year of development for myself. So I was introduced to everybody on screen. I'd done bits and pieces like Doctors and The Bill, but it was my first like featured role on screen. But at the same time, I was like in a hit play in you know, Edinburgh and Stratford East. And so for me, that really sort of brought my name to the forefront. Do you know what I mean? Suddenly people was like, you know, there's Jimmy Akingbola.
We'll be making Zion, starring Kyla Frye and Shamari Brown. That was definitely a big highlight for me, because it was something that was very purely from my heart. And you know, just seeing that whole vision progress, seeing it come to life. Obviously it scooped up 2 awards in the Norfolk, Virginia Film Festival, Spartan Lenses Film Festival, and I had some friends over there as well, so they were like, you know, it was them that informed me before the organisation did that we'd won Best Film and Best Screenplay.
I think my first highlight was definitely when I just produced my first play. That was something I'd never done in my life before. Absolutely had no idea about producing. Had to learn about it from scratch, learn, you know, what the stage manager would do, how to get the actors on board. And when, it was only on a very small theatre, but when it was on, like the first performance, it was the first time I actually realised like what I had done, because you're so busy working. And then after it was done, and the response was so positive from the audience, and you know, got a good round of applause, and everyone stood up, and I kind of thought, oh my gosh, I created that.
Getting a job in the first place was a dream. Becoming a recognisable actor back home in the UK was a dream or a goal, you know, and definitely America, you know, being in America was a goal, and to be working in America was a goal that I've achieved, which is good.
In the same way that the story of Amazing Grace inspired me, it is the same way that I am continually inspired by those whom I've worked with. They encourage me to be better, to reach for the stars, and to keep on keeping on. But for all of their success, they must have had tough times too. From my own experience, if there's one thing that drama school doesn't teach you, it is the huge amount of pain that you endure whilst working in this industry. I wonder what they have found most difficult.
I think that the most difficult thing is, it's a hard one.
From the little I have done, obviously people will see, you know, nice premiere nights and everyone's smiling and hugging and stuff like that. But in reality, I've been quite surprised by people in this industry, and I don't want to whinge and moan, because I'm very, very grateful to be able to do what I do. But life is all about growing, and you learn, and there's some really weird people in this industry, man. You know, there's a lot of egotistical people, a lot of narcissism, and it really makes you reflect on yourself. So there's definitely been times when I thought, am I actually I just want to make films. Like, I couldn't care less about your ego.
Okay, earning a regular wage, earning a decent wage to support yourself. I can't blame the industry for this, but it's a case of, you know, anybody, you grow up, you know, you have responsibilities, and to try and do good by your responsibilities, you know, be that, you know, home life, parents, family, children, whatever. It's hard to support yourself.
And I've had hard times. I did a film called Anansi with Naomi Harris. It was her first film as well. We were both the leads in it. And I went from being an ensemble actor at the National Theatre on the Olivier stage, you know, playing demons and monkeys, to being a lead actor on a feature film, going around the world to Germany, Ghana, and Morocco and stuff like that. So for me, I was like, this is great. This is a massive upgrade. I ain't gonna look back from here. This is the start of things to come. Got back to the UK. I didn't work for about 7-8 months. I've actually been telling people for the last few years that it's been a year because it felt like a year, but I didn't work for 7-8 months, and that was hard. That was really hard. I was like driving mopeds in Knightsbridge, delivering pizzas. You know what I mean? It was hard. No work was coming in.
What I've learned in this business, it's very hard to control any of the elements. You need to just make sure that you stay perseverance. You stay focused and strong on your goals. Be able to take loads of licks. A friend of mine, TJ Ameen, always says, we get kicked in the balls for a living. So you have to have a huge amount of endurance. It doesn't matter where you are in the game. You still get in. It's still a fight. It's still a fight.
Apart from the obvious things like acting, the tough thing of getting auditions and getting to be seen, and that's really difficult for everybody overall. I mean, that's tough. But the other tough thing is working in the industry is you have to have such a thick skin and such self-belief, and it is always tough to. You may already have that, but the tough thing is sustaining that for long periods of time. You really have to work at it to keep that thick skin and believe that you're capable of doing something and believe that someone's eventually going to say yes.
The most difficult thing, to be honest, is making sure that I carry on finding, individuals who I feel, share the same passion and share the same perseverance. Because for me personally, it's not hard for me to dedicate a lot of my time to, writing a script or sitting in an edit or so forth. You have to be aware that within life and within film, there are certain people who may just want to jump on board for the ride, or, may just feel that, may just kind of take your heart and your work and your spirit and try to just, use it for their own ends. And at the end of the day, I've steered clear of most of those people. And it's just, constantly making sure that I'm surrounding myself with people who are, true and about the work.
Naturally, as humans, we have a flaw in our system that we will let other people down. So I think I went into the industry expecting people to feed into my vision, expecting them to be able to see what's going on in my head, behind my eyes, that internal mechanism that drives me. I expected them to feel exactly the same. And then when people didn't come through, I felt disappointed. So now what I've had to do is manage my own expectations and understand that everybody else has got their thing going on, everybody else has got their agenda, and people will fit in where they can, and just to do what I'm doing, create what I can create through BYA, but just to be realistic about what other people can do.
Yeah, I have felt like quitting. Why I have is because it's just so hard, and I think to myself, well, Rachel, you've got a degree in psychology. I could quit any day and become a psychologist, get a lot of money, get all the things that I want to get now. I wouldn't have the same experiences, but I'd be stable, and that's the same reasons why I won't quit, because I don't just want to live a stable, the same routine lifestyle. I do, as much as I hate and I love my career, it does go up and down at points. But why I don't quit is because I know that if I don't get through it, I can't be there to tell my story to girls who are going through the same thing.
Despite their disappointments, these people persevered and broke through those barriers. They've had high points and low points, but what I truly want to know is what they believe is the key to making it.
I'd say the key to success in any field is finding out who you are as a person and what drives you, what motivates you, and really working on yourself, developing yourself. And that isn't going to happen overnight. That becomes a lifelong journey.
I think you need to have a plan. I think that, I don't know if I necessarily did have a plan, but in hindsight, I think I did, but not a sort of like a structured one. And I think that anyone that I was talking to now who wanted to get into the industry, I would say have a plan. You might have a dream, but also have a plan as well.
See your future, I'd say. See your future. See what you will be doing in 10 years' time. See it. You know, if you can't even imagine it, why bother? You might stay at home, because why try work towards something if you can't even imagine yourself being in that position in the first place?
One of the keys to making in the entertainment industry is to have unshakable belief in yourself. 199% unshakable belief. As much as other people buy into your passion, the only person that can buy into it is you. So when you come across to people, you need to sell yourself every day. When you wake up and you don't feel like it, there's something else bigger going on that sometimes you can't control, but somehow you're gonna have to.
Don't watch like a next person's career or their journey or their trajectory, because it's so easy to be like, man, why are they doing that? And you know, even if it's not a hating thing, you just get caught up in other person's energy. That's not for you. That's their life. That's their journey. So don't get caught up in that. Just put that energy into yourself. Focus on your own journey. We all have different journeys, and someone might be ahead of you within the first 2-3 years, but you could make it up in the next 2-3 years of your career and your life. So, you know, I think that's quite important. Just because of how we are actors, we can freak ourselves out in terms of the mind can take over, man.
Work hard. Write your own stuff. Get a tight network of friends that want to embark on projects with you. Sell your project, sell your product, make your brand. Do it yourself, all right? Be recognized for what you can achieve and what you can do, and knock on doors. Once you're recognized, then you'll be picked up, you know. So so advice: don't sit back and expect people gonna do it for you. Don't sit back and think just because I'm in an agency I'm gonna get work. You know, just because I done one episode of Tracy Beaker, you know what I mean, I'm gonna be loaded for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Just because I eat one McDonald's burger in an advert. You know, it don't work like that. You have to work hard, and you mustn't stop working, you know what I mean? To make it, you have to keep working. As an actor, your body is your tool, and your craft will make you.
Something I was told, you know, I've been told by many, you know, the actors that I worked with, is the one thing they all say, it's about the work, it's about longevity, it's about being able to chart a career, and the way you do that is by doing good, solid work.
Becoming as good at what you do as possible, because I think what this industry really lacks is a lot of individualism. That's where creativity comes from, and I think if you can be a person who is an individual, who has their own lane to walk in, then you have your own brand, and at the end of the day, no one can take that away from you, and no one can compete on the fact that no one can be you.
It's very important to keep moving in a way, do you know what I mean? Especially when you start out, you know, not to stay at one place too long, you know, keep sort of, you know, moving, getting different experiences. Also, one thing I've learned is a lot of people want to sort of go off and do their own thing straight away, but it's always good to get experience within a structured organisation. So even if you're working for somebody, if you want to go off and do your own magazine, it's important for you to actually work in a magazine, because then you can see how it's done. Then you can make your mistakes there, or see how they make their mistakes, and then go on and do your, you know, and take that with you.
Self-belief, and knowing that you will get what you're in it for. And that's what keeps me going, the fact that I know that I will be who I say I want to be, and regardless of whether someone says no to me or whether they promise me this and don't fulfill it, then I know I can do it, I can be it.
I don't know what the key is to making it in the industry just yet, to be honest with you. Otherwise, I'd be a lot further than I am. But what's got me this far is just believing in the vision, believing in your talent, believing in yourself, and so far so good. And just trying to be real with yourself. You know, it's a very pretentious industry, and as I said earlier, I think it's very easy to get sucked in to a certain way of thinking. But sincerity and intention, I believe, are the key. That's what's got me this far. To make it to, I don't know, like Spike Lee level and all I wouldn't know just yet, but I'm finding out. When I find out, I'll be sure to let you know.
Success is about having failures as well, but that failure, you have to interpret that as part of your journey and part of your lesson. Always learn from something that hasn't gone correctly, or in your eyes hasn't fulfilled your goal or your dream, because you're going to learn from it and you're going to apply it, and that is going to form part of your success. But essentially the key to success always lies within you. You're going to have help and support and guidance from other people, from external forces, but finding out who you are and what you really, where you want to be in life and what drives you, you hold your key, and then you go out and find the doors that your key will fit into.
Going on this journey has confirmed my belief that I am born to do this. And speaking to those whom I've worked with reminds me that I am on the right path. However painful it can be at times, there are many moments of jubilation. And like anything in life, I must take the highs with the lows. I've also learned that I don't have to wait around for anyone to certify me or to give me a job. I can create my own work with whatever resources are around me. I can collaborate with friends, start small and work my way up. Most importantly, I've learned that if I continue to work hard and believe in what I do, then there's only a matter of time before I get to my big break. There isn't just one key to making it, there are several. You just have to know where to look. And I suggest to start by looking inside of you.
Kill or be killed, I say skill or be real. You'll never reap the benefits of talents if you're still on the real. Get rid of all that vanity grill. See success, it needs an insanity feel. Look at your life, who decides? Yes, you make decisions, swallow your pride, scuba dive, jump into position, see the signs, just do it right. Course up in your mission, you and I, do or die for what we believe in, go brah, 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 brah. It's wartime, people, la, 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 la. It's your time, people, you can't turn back. It's go time, be unique, cause you know we all die equal. Let it go fly and let your soul cry. Just make the devil blind and make your spirit high. As long as hell's low and heaven's in your mind, just let that soul glow. See the light shine. Go stand up.